welcome to a new podcast. Before I speak, I need to drink some coffee. I have now been drinking coffee. Today, what should we talk about? I have only 2 finished objects. Anyways, welcome here. This is my little podcast where I'm talking mostly about knitting and also spinning and crocheting, cross stitch, and also sometimes a little bit of diamond painting and sewing. But today we are actually just gonna talking about knitting and spinning. Finally, we have some spinning. As you might realize, I am now living in my living room, if you are a returning viewer, that would say. Because here's my bed for now, and the rest of it is my living room. We needed to move down for a while, but I'm gonna talk about that soon. It's nothing major. It's nothing major. But anyway, should we talk about finished object? I have only 2 to show you. So we will start with the Mini-Unbearable hoodie that I made for Alva. It was finished before her birthday, so I gifted this to her last Friday. Today is Friday, so 1 week ago. She had using it on kindergarten, and the first thing that happened was that the cord disappeared. I think she have ripped it out by herself, because that's something she do with hoodies that have a string to them. But she's telling someone else did, but I still suspect she did it by herself. And she didn't want the ears. I'm a little sad because I really wanted to make them the ears, because I think this was so cute. But maybe she changed her mind and you are doing the ears afterward anyways, and sew them on. So I can, whenever when she is wanting them, she's maybe changing her mind, I can apply them.
Hey.
The monsters. Do you want this on you? Here you go.
Hey.
Alice. Hey, put your... No, that's wrong. That's right. She wants to use this cardigan. I made her that cardigan in the end of October and beginning of November. And she is wearing it a lot. That makes me happy. Now we're gonna have a little bit noise in the background, so I need to pause for a bit and try to convince her to play in her room instead. Said and done. Sometimes you need to do a little bit of some tricks, or just give her ice cream. The only thing that I would have done in another way is this edging, because I think I would needed to go down another needle size, or maybe had less stitches on it, because it's a little bit wonky. But it can also be because I don't have the cord anymore, so it's nothing filling it up, because I didn't think I was noting this much before. But anyway, she's loving it, and I made the size something. Hold on. I'm so unprepared today. Actually, I was quite prepared, because I had a pattern up already on my tablet, and my tablet is so slow. I really need to buy a new one, because this is seriously standing on its last leg now, and it have bumped through the floor so many times when the kids are playing on it. Yes, they are often using my tablet, but anyway, we will see. Unbearable. La, 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 la. Oh my goodness. It's very slow today, just because I'm recording, of course. So I'm making the size for her. Where do I have the size? I have been writing it somewhere. For 6 years old, and she's 5 years old now. Hard to believe. She has been 5 for a week now. So, and because of the yarn, it's meant for DK, but I made it in Per Gynt instead from Sanna's garn, and I should classify that more like a worsted weight maybe. That's quite funny because I will go and get one of the skeins. We can take this red one instead, it's still the same Per Gynt, just red. This one, Viking Garn Eco Highland Wool. It's rated as a worsted, iron worsted weight. And you can see that's the type of strand. And this is rated as a DK weight. And if I pull these two strands together, just for reference, and now I messed it all up with my hair. So you can see that we try to show this as good as possible, that actually the tin Per Gynt is a little bit thicker, and that's rated as a DK, and this is a worsted. So the outcome of the sweater anyway turned out a little bit bigger than the schematic was saying. But that's not a bad thing when you have small kids, because they're growing like so fast. So she has something to grow in. It's a little bit long, has a little bit positive ease. It's making a cozy feeling right now, but I hope she can wear it the next fall, the fall this year, and also into the winter. So I will pop in a video of her wearing this one. And also when she is wearing her mini baby bear balaclava that I made for her, because that's sadly enough left on the kindergarten. So yeah. Sorry, I'm still a little bit cold, but whatever, we'll roll with it. Then we have this one. It's finished. My son's sweater, wildness sweater by Linka Neumann from this book. It's not gonna be called this if you're not Swedish, and I will not even try to pronounce it in Norwegian. But anyway, so I made the size small medium. I made up a size for him. Because if I would go with a small, my son is very tall and very slim. If you don't count his broad shoulders, because he's really a T-shape. Not a U-shape, just a T-shape, because everything is happening right over here. So I needed the medium for his shoulders, but I needed not really the small, but between a small medium for his body, and I needed to add quite much more length to the sweater. So I will just say, I don't know where I have put it now though, but I have seriously 2 meters left of this blue yarn. So yeah, anyways, I played a little bit of yarn chicken, but it is what it is, because I needed to add 12 centimeters to the sleeves lengthwise, 12 centimeters on the body, lengthwise, and he didn't want any high collar. So I was thinking turtleneck, polo neck for this one, but he didn't want it because he wants to be able to wear his shirt under, so he can fold the collar down over it. It's gonna look ridiculous because this is so bulky, but anyways, that was his request and that's what I made. So the only thing you can see when I did my own size is that this bear paws is a little bit off. It's gonna be center over this too, but instead it's a little bit off, and I needed to do that because otherwise it was too obvious if I had done it in the other way that I was planning to do first. So yeah, it's finished. He loves it, and I cannot wait to have some better weather so we can go outside and take beautiful picture of him wearing this one. And I hope he's gonna love this one for a very long time, because that means that I maybe can make him more of just Balaclavaby. So, and also I can make him more sweaters. So anyways, that's finished, but I have something to say about the pattern. First of all, if you're not one adventure beginner or more experienced knitter, I will not recommend this pattern. And it's also one thing more that I don't want to recommend this pattern, because it's not size inclusive. You have only up to 129 centimeters of bust size or chest size. That means that I can not make this sweater for my dad if I want to, because he is 128 centimeters over his chest size, and also that means that he would just have 1 centimeters of positive ease. That would be a tight garment for more or less an outer layer. So for me, when you have this big chunky sweater, I want at least 5 centimeters of positive ease. If I would go with my numbers, I will have 10. So yeah, that's me. So I cannot recommend it for that sake. And also, she don't give you anything. You have to figure out by yourself where you're gonna put the sleeves, where you're gonna drop or put the stitch underneath the sleeves, on a spare cord or a spare needles or a waste yarn or something like that, and also where you should do the increase and decrease, except for this when it's up in the pattern. So for that, I would not recommend this for very new beginners, or if you are uncertain that you are not so comfortable making garments without clear instruction, this is not for you. But if you are an adventurer, you can make it. I promise you're gonna figure it out. So this finished, and now I just want him to wear the crap out of it, but he's in school right now, so, and it has been quite damp because this takes forever to dry. So that's finished objects for this week. And I have also made a pair of socks for Alva, because I have like a tradition when someone is having a birthday, they can choose if they want me to cast on something for them. And she wanted a pair of socks, so I made a pair of socks for her. And she has so tiny feet, so you make them in a night. I mean it, they go so quick. But I have 2 new cast-ons. One that I was talking about last time, that I have talked about for the last couple of months now. And also one that I have not been talking about at all. So, of course, the first one is the Maja cardigan. I have started one sleeve. So now I just have 8 centimeters more to go, then the sleeve will be finished and I will cast on the other sleeve. And one thing with this pattern, it is this, you can customize this as much as you want, but I should have realized that the pattern is not going together in the beginning on the size medium. Because if I had realized that from the beginning, if I had been a good girl to read through the pattern's instruction and not do what I used to do, just skip ahead and do, just look, oh, what should I do? And then I do it. Then it can be too late though. So it don't go together, but it's nothing noticeable, so I didn't rip back. But if I had known it from the beginning, and this is all my fault, then I have actually modified it a bit. But yeah, why did I put it on my bad arm? Why? Anyway, here we go. Here we have the beginning of the sleeve, and I can say I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then I do my, it said you should do the, I can talk about this because it's a free pattern. It said you will do the increases every 10th row, and I didn't, because, and this is just because it is my left shoulder and my left arm, and my left arm is a little bit smaller than my right arm. So I have actually stopped doing the increases after here. I would, if I would go from the pattern, I need 3 more increases for the size medium. But I have stopped because now it don't happen anything more over here. And this is something that I will adjust later on in the colorful yoke, because then I need a stitch count to go up. So we will see. But this is something I often do now, because otherwise I have everything sliding down on this side, because here I don't have any muscles at all, but here I have a lot of muscles. So right now, when I was on my last appointment, when they was measuring me, this arm is actually 4.5 centimeters broader. So it is a bit, it is almost a whole size arm wise. So anyway, it is what it is. So I'm just playing along. But then I also have casted on something brand new, and this is gonna take most of my time now, because I'm in love. And this is quite funny though, because this yarn, if you are looking for a very nice wool yarn, 100% wool, in a very good price range, it's not often I recommend drops yarn, but if you really are on a tight budget, you cannot afford yarn, but you really want the more expensive yarn I'm talking about, and you want nice color, good yarn that holds up, that not are too rustic but still it's wool, I can highly recommend Drops Charisma. I have used this yarn for many things, but I have not bought this yarn now. I have bought this yarn for at least, if I didn't bought this for 7 or 6 years ago, I bought this on a sale for 2 years ago. It depends. I cannot tell you when I bought this. It can be other ways. But I think I had a plan to make something. But that plan obviously didn't happen, because I have stuck all this yarn up together with the mohair. So I have the same amount mohair as I have the colors. And I'm gonna do the Halibut sweater. And I'm gonna do the hat, and I'm gonna do the cowl. because I think it's quite obvious that I like fish. So I have this fish over here, I have this fish over here, and then we're not gonna talk about other places. So fish and frogs, that's two of my favorite animals, so you know. Frogs come on the top over the fish anyways. But I also have a great love for fishing, and I was finding I was searching for another paper, but I was finding on my old bucket list that I have put off for ages, and there it said that I want to go to Norway and fish just halibut, cobs and salmon. Now it's too late, because now I don't work as a person anymore. My left arm cannot pull up 100 kilos of fish. I'm gonna end up in the water. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna end up in the water when I'm cranking the fish, and I'm gonna go with my dad. So that's the plan. We was talking about this yesterday, me and my dad. So what's better than to do a halibut sweater when I'm waiting for... I have a few things that I need to do first, so it's not gonna be this year. But then me and my dad, we are going to Norway and we're going fishing. As in the old days, when I was a young girl. So, yeah, some more coffee. The halibut sweater is in the beginning, and I'm gonna do the turtleneck. Because I really want something cozy, because the last couple of days we have had like, first we had 5 degrees Celsius, so all the snow is starting to melt, and yeah, it's both looked and smells like spring outside. Then the wind came, and then the -degrees came again, and now we have roads, and our little dirt roads is covered in ice. So if you're going outside, I recommend you to not do it, but anyways, you're gonna slip and fall. So, and the first thing that went away was my ski tracks, of course, so I cannot go out and skiing now. So I'm a little bit sad, if you might realize. But this weather drives me crazy, because when we have these big shifts, the last weekend we had 28 minus Celsius, and 2 days later we had 5 degrees. We are on the positive side now, Celsius. It's just weird, and my body and my EDS condition is not holding up with this, and then I catch all these colds. Yeah, it can be because the kids are back in school and on kindergarten again. So yeah, enough about that. Enough about the halibut sweater. You're gonna see a lot of progress on it, and still I have not done anything on my Irish eye cardigan, except one row of daisy stitch, but the needles are back, and my cord have arrived, so I needed a longer cord for this. So I often use my interchangeable Shiku needles, but in some way I have all my needles here, except for those that are in project, we'd say. But my cords, I have only 3 left now, 4 with this one now, but I don't know where I have put them, because the other cords that I have with the needles that I'm missing from this case is sitting right here and also into other project, but I have at least 10 cables, but I have cleaned good, I would say, and I have probably laid them in some very good place. So I should remember where I put them, but that's a story by itself. So that it is what it is. I needed a new cord, I couldn't find another one, so I ordered a new one. It have arrived, it's back on. But now we are finished talking about knitting. Now we are going to talk about spinning, because someone is hosting a spin along, the best spin along of the year. And it's of course Carrie from the My Wool Mitten. She has a podcast over here. If you don't are following her and watch her podcast, go over. Pause this video, go over to her. She is just a wonderful person, and I really enjoy her podcast, and I really do enjoy all of her handiworks. So she is hosting a spin along that you are gonna make socks. You're gonna spin the yarn for your socks, and you're gonna knit the socks, of course. And this is my... Is this my second year I'm joining in? Yes, it is. It is my second year. I will join this make-along. And now I need to pause. So this year's I gonna go a little bit adventure. Because I have a batch that are perfect amount for socks. And I'm not a big fan of shorter socks. I like to knit them because they go quick, but I'm not a big fan of knitting shorter socks for myself. And I always wear shorter socks when they are store-bought though. But when I'm knitting socks, I want something that I can pull over my pants, or I want it to go over my boots. So this is the batch that I have no clue what it's in, more than some local breed, some cotton fibers, and also some stellina and so some silk. Otherwise I don't have a clue. So we will see how this beautiful thing will add up. So, yep. Probably some merino also. Because I think I realized I see a colorway in here that I actually spun up a braid from once. For Alva's Love Note, I think. So this is going to be one pair of socks. And I'm thinking of plying it back 2 plies and try to make some type of Barbara pole thingy. But then I have my favorite. This is my absolute go-to favorite when I spin for socks. And this is just a carded batch. So that is Gotland and Corriedale. The Gotland gives it a little bit more strength to it, but with Gotland you can also have a yarn that can come out quite dense. So it is most Corriedale in this one. I think it's more or less almost 80% of Corriedale and then 20% of Gotland fiber in this. And this is, as said, a go-to for me. I have been spinning for socks a very long time. I have made very many socks in my life with homespun yarn, and this is what's ending up in my work boots that I'm wearing through the farm. So, and I have many of my pairs left. They look terrible now because of the wearing and tearing and all of that, but they are still holding up. I don't think I have mended one pair of them yet. One pair I have noticed, the oldest pair I have, that with the toe it's starting to be a little bit thin now, and also back on the heel, because I have really hard edge on my working boots and my winter boots right over the heels where it's tearing a bit, but not horrible. But otherwise, with my homespun and often with my corduroy and Gotland fibers mixed together, instead of tearing like store-bought nylon and superwash wool for socks, it's felt together instead of wearing through. That's a good thing. That's a good thing if you want your socks to last for a long time. So that's one of my go-to actually, and it's going to be within this spin along too. So hopefully today, when my husband is coming back home, because Alva is home today, she's sick, I need to take my spinning wheel out and give her a little bit of love, and also that my husband have the new strength to my cord, so I can use my wheel, because one had broke, so I need a new one. So he was picking up some good cotton cord that I can use. My dog is so sad. So that's what's in the making for now. Otherwise, life stuff. What I have happened, yes, we have moved down the stair, and that's because we need to do something about our water pipes. Our water pipes tend to, the 2 past years now, they have been freezing. We have been living here for a very long time, and it had never happened before, since these 2 last years now. And we have cold weather here in Sweden, and it's varied a lot, but we have at least 10 to 15 times in the winter that we are below 20 degrees. And we cannot have our water freezing and be frozen for weeks and weeks. So, yeah, we need to rip up the floor upstairs to do something about the piping. That's why we are downstairs. So that is in the making for now, but that I do not gonna even lift a finger for, because that will my husband and my dad do, because I will not. I will not, even though pipe is my big thing, but I'm hands off. I'm hands off. So anyways, they are almost finished, so hopefully very soon I can go upstairs again. But for now, we make the best of the situation, and it's gonna be downstairs. Because when that's finished, we need to also rip up my oldest daughter's floor, and she also has her room upstairs. So she's going to move out for a very short amount of time in me and my husband's bedroom, so she can still have her own place, because this is not an own place in any type of means. This is the most open space in my whole house, and everyone is walking through and walking past and everything. You need to go through this room to go upstairs. And also, yeah, I think you understand. We also have the kitchen right between. So anyways, so she can use our bedroom for that time it's take to make her room, finish with the flooring and all of that stuff. So hopefully I can move up pretty soon. I just need to put some fire in the ass on my husband, because he is not the fastest one when it comes to building stuff and to stuff like that. It's not his favorite thing, if I say it like that. That's more was mine. And now it's just hard. But anyway, enough about that. Now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna make me a huge cup of coffee. Then I'm probably gonna take my little Alva and play with her dollhouse for a while, and then I'm gonna go to bed with her for a little short time to make her go down for a nap, and then I'm probably gonna go to sleep when she is having her nap, because she has still very high fever and she came down with the flu. That was a brilliant birthday gift for her, not at all. And she still has a fever, it's coming and it's going, so she's very, very tired. So yeah, I need to make her go down for a nap for a while now, so she can rest a bit. But otherwise, I will see you in a week, hopefully, if I don't catch the flu. So have a good time till I see you the next time.